I may have a favorite team, but I'll never tell.
Hours later, Game 2 is on the horizon for the Phils. That's not the City Connect jersey the Nationals are wearing today. That's the Phillies City Connect jersey they'll wear next Friday when they take on the Dodgers. The Presidents are here. A whole host of Phillies fans are here. And we've got Game 2 of our 3-game series between the Phils and the Washington Nationals. Hey, everybody, I'm Tom McCarthy along with John Kruk. Yeah, we're wearing different shirts. Nobody knew it was going to be in the 80s today, so we had to improvise a little bit, right?
Yeah, we didn't trust the process, Tom.
We did not trust the process. All right, so right off the bat, Trey Turner has been scratched for today's ball game with a back injury. We'll get into that more later on. Today's matchup, though, it features Jesus Luzardo against Jake Irvin. Luzardo, the former Nationals draft pick. The Phillies are excited to unveil him today.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see him, Tom, because this guy, when he's right and when he's healthy, he's one of the most dominating left-handed pitchers in the National League East of what we saw when he was with the Marlins. And his starts since 2022, when he has his first start of the year, his ERA is 1.7.
Wow.
And if it's anything like tomorrow, or like 2 days ago, if the shadows are there, it's going to be tough hitting for both offenses.
Well, taking a look at Luzardo with the Phillies facing him so often with the Miami Marlins, he's got a good fastball. But that pitch right there, I mean, he's been working on the slider and making it a little bit more efficient.
Well, and he has a great pitching coach to help him with that because he's helped a lot of these Phillies pitchers with different pitches. But like I said, Tom, when he's right, fastball velocity is going to be in the mid 90s, and of course the off-speed pitches that he has. Like I said, when you watch this guy pitch when he's healthy, he is filthy, and it's going to be a great added addition to the Phillies rotation.
Great athlete as well. Phillies getting ready for today's ball game. It's a hot one. It feels like summertime in D.C. Lineups at first pitch when we get back. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Toyota has 25 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. That's more than any other auto brand. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. By Xfinity, stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Xfinity, bring on the good stuff. By Citizens, official bank of the Phils. And by Independence Blue Cross. Learn more at IBX.com. Series after an off day yesterday where folks went around the city, soaked in what was a nice day up until the later portion of the day when it started to rain. Here's the lineup for the Phillies today, brought to you by Xfinity. Stream sports, John, with Xfinity because it's only live one time. So Schwarber was leading off today. Turner was scheduled about second, but after he came down with back spasms, they moved Alec Boehm to the number 2 spot and put Edmundo Sosa in as the shortstop, batting ninth for the Phils. And they're facing right-hander Jake Irvin. Irvin 10-14 last year. Much better first half than second half last year for Jake Irvin. his walks became a problem as the season went on.
He's basically going to try to elevate the fastball, curveball, and he has been working on a slider this offseason in spring training, so we'll see how much usage that gets. But he had a great first start against the Phillies, and the Phillies have had his number since then. So let's hope that continues, because it's overcast and there's no shadows.
Yeah, shadows were a big part of the storyline the other day. First pitch of today's ball game is presented by Bryant. Whatever it takes. Schwarber sends one to deep right field. It's off the wall. He's on his way to second. The throw by Cruz, and he is out at second base. That was an outstanding throw by Cruz, who had the third most assists in the National League last year. A little different story between Schwarber and Turner when it comes to lead off.
Just a little bit, but Kyle's feeling frisky. He got caught stealing Thursday, and this is a heck of a play though by Cruz. I mean, you talk about an absolute perfect throw. Easy catch and tag there for Abrams, and just hope Kyle didn't try to do the swim move, and well, swimming in Indiana must not have been a big sport for them.
Third hit of the year for Schwarber. And Alec Boehm is the batter. Alec had 2 hits in the opener. Ty Walker, I think, is having some fun with Schwarber in the dugout. Bouncing ball up the third baseline, foul. And it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes to Boehm. Boehm 2 for 5 in the opener, including that 2-run double. I thought after the ball game it was interesting to hear all the comments from his teammates about his success in that at bat. Most notably Bryce Harper, who would keep in touch with Alec during the offseason, where all the trade rumors were floating around about him.
Yeah, different now, because these guys, social media and everything, they're going to hear all the rumors about looking to be traded and trying to trade you for whatever, and it can get a little distracting, but didn't bother him yesterday so far.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Boehm. Bounces it foul. He'll stay alive. Defense behind Jake Irvin. We already talked about the fact that Dylan Cruz is an outstanding defender over in right field. Nathaniel Lowe is a Gold Glover over at first. And DeYoung, a shortstop who's playing third for the Nationals.
Almad Rosario playing second base, former Mets great.
Gold Glover with the Guardians.
Yeah, Guardians great too.
2-2 pitch. Check swing outside. 3-2. There's Ahmed Rosario. Alec fell behind 0-2, and now it's 3-2. Inside, ball 4, works a walk. Listen to the background. How many Phillies fans are here today for this game?
It's, well, you kind of expect it now. They travel well. And it ain't a long train ride down here.
No.
They still hate Bryce, though, these Nationals fans that are here, which
hate him even more after his home run the other day on opening day.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to bother him, does it? Reggie Jackson, man, they don't boo nobodies.
Scored a couple of runs along with that solo home run, which, as was pointed out after the game by him, he didn't have a home run in a spring training game in Clearwater. He had one on the backfields, which Kevin Long reminded him of.
Wait, what headband does he wear?
The showman.
Ain't no shows in spring training. I'm sorry.
1 ball and 1 strike to him with Boehm at first. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Yeah, that's that curveball right there by Irvin. That was a good one.
Yeah, the reason he worked on the slider is because he has the curveball and the fastball, but he wants something in between. Staying alive.
Yeah, you could just tell just by the first 3 hitters that it's a lot easier today to pick the ball up out of the pitcher's hand than it was Thursday.
pretty clear out on the field.
Yep.
Out to left, right at Wood. He'll come in a few steps. And there are 2 outs. StatCast powered by Google Cloud gives us a look at the arsenal for Jake Irvin. Yeah, see the slider is down at the bottom.
Yeah.
He threw it last year, but he only threw like 3.
Well, look at the batting average against the old slider, 500. But yeah, he's going to try to elevate that fastball to these Phillies hitters.
Delivers on the outside corner with that sinker. It's 0-1 to JT. JT 1 for 5 in the opener. Struck out his first 4 times up and then had a triple to right field.
Leads all catchers in triples this year, Tom.
It's a good sign, John.
Yeah, it is. He's running well.
It was the second opening day triple. Had one a couple of years ago.
That's a nugget.
Little nugget. There you go, John. There's the numbers against the Phils.
Yeah, first start though he was good, but then after that, the Phillies threw almost a 6 ERA on him. Not sure JT's happy with that strike call. Yeah, I don't blame him. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Just a bit outside 96. It's kind of what we talked about. Urban has enough fastball out of the University of Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. I don't know the rest.
Oh, the wind blew down somewhere.
Yeah.
2-2. Fly ball, right side. Rosario is out. Cruz is in. Cruz makes the call and the catch. And the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left for the Phils. Middle of the first. Phillies nothing. Nationals coming up. Bottom of the first inning here at D.C. Scoreless game so far. Jesus Luzardo just finished up his warm-up tosses. The Nationals with their City Connect jerseys, their new City Connect uniforms, will face the Phillies left-hander. Edmundo Sosa starting at shortstop for the injured Trey Turner. Again, Trey was out during batting practice. I think he took some ground balls, if I recall correctly. I know he signed a bunch of autographs. And Abrams greets Luzardo by smoking one back through the middle, a base hit. So Abrams, who was 0 for 5 in the opener, picks up a base hit to start this game.
You might see that with these lefties of the Washington Nationals right there. Abrams, Wood, low. You know, they're probably going to try to swing early against him, but you know, look, they're young. They have some speed. They have a little bit of power. They're not going to be a big power hitting team, but sometimes playing these guys, they're hungry.
Yeah, that lineup brought to you by Xfinity. Here is Dylan Cruz.
Abrams wants to forget about what happened last year at the end of the year.
Yeah, he had 203 in the second half with 5 home runs. He had more than 30 stolen bases last year. In fact, he and Cruz combined to steal more than 60. Jacob Young was also 5th in stolen bases.
That's the way they have to play. Like I said, there's not a lot of power, so they're going to have to put guys in motion, try to open up holes for the hitter.
The outside corner, according to Lance Barrett, the home plate umpire. Alfonso Marquez, who struggled behind the plate in the openers, over third. Torres at first. Ramos at second.
Crew chief.
That's a better spot. 97. There's Lance Barrett.
Looks like Lance Barrett's going to have that outside corner a little. Look, whether it's a strike or a ball, you know it's going to be called. So, what pitcher can keep it out there consistently, and what hitter wants to dive up over the plate to try to get it?
Jesus Luzardo, last year, he only pitched in 12 games. And he was 3-6. He had elbow, back, body problems, as he said.
Oh, so he was like us.
Yeah, really.
Oh, gosh, I had that messing.
But he did have a full off season where he could work on everything, because he was healthy by the time the offseason came on him. His last game was against Washington on June 16th.
Wow.
Last season. And a called strike 3. You're right about that outside corner. That's a good pitch.
If you can hit that spot consistently, it's going to be a tough day for these hitters, and that was, you know, that's a perfect pitch. Not a whole lot Cruz can do. There you see it, 98 too, down and away. Good luck.
That'll bring James Wood up. Wood was 0 for 3 the other day. Takes outside. He has not seen Jesus Luzardo. He was not up last year.
Yeah, small sample size. The guy on deck, Josh Bell, has some pretty good numbers against Luzardo, and what, 6 at bats. I think he's 3 for 6, and Keibert Ruiz. But other than that, it's a lot of these guys haven't seen him very much. Advantage pitcher usually.
Keeping Abrams close over at first.
Abrams, he gave Wood a strike, and now it's all off to try to hit that hole. But now it's, wouldn't be surprised if he does take off here at some point.
See the numbers against the Nationals: 1-3 with a 5.25 ERA. That one game last year, he went 5 innings, allowed 2 runs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Little dribbler foul. When Luzardo was done with that start against the Nationals, it was his back and a stress fracture in his back that cost him time on the DL. Runner goes, pitch taken high, throw to second on one hop, glances off the glove of Sosa, and it's free out in right center field, and Abrams didn't realize it.
Oh. Great deke by Edmundo Sosa. Kept the tag on him even though he didn't have the ball, and it looked like Abrams, when he was trying to go to third, stepped on his helmet. Who put that there? Yeah, a little skip throw by JT. You see the helmet Abrams fall off, but Edmundo goes back. It acted like he was, making sure, hey, stay on the base. Now I got the ball, but he didn't.
So in scoring position with his first stolen base, the count is 3-2 to James Wood. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts. And the defense behind Luzardo for the Phillies. Mentioned the big story is that Sosa's playing shortstop for Trey Turner, who's got back spasms.
Two-time Gold Glove winner behind the dish. And I got a feeling those two guys on the right side of the infield are going to win one before long.
At some point, you're right. Josh Bell was 0 for 4 with a strikeout in the opener. John was mentioned it before. He's 3 for 6 lifetime against Luzardo. Pickoff play is on. That was close. No hold by Rob Thompson. Phillies challenged once the other day on the Stott hit by pitch. Still think he was hit by the pitch.
I do too.
Flared foul. Time now for our injury report, brought to you by Rand Spear, the accident lawyer. Well, we've added somebody new to it, John, and hopefully it's not for a long term. A couple other guys just to update on the injury report. Ranger Suarez came out fine after throwing off the mound yesterday, and Weston Wilson took batting practice today in Florida.
Yeah, those obliques, man, you got to be careful with them. Better safe than sorry.
The 0-2. Tapper back to the mound. Luzardo's got it, and he'll flip underhand to first in time, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit, one man left in scoring position. We're on to the second in a scoreless game. Time now for our same game parlay, brought to you by FanDuel. Alec Bohm to record a hit, -260. Max Kepler to record a hit, -250. Irvin does not have a strikeout yet, but that's on the board, whether he can strike out 4 or more. He delivers a strike to start the second. He threw 19 pitches in the first, and Luzardo threw 19. Ground ball to second base, and Rosario's there. 1 out. There is part of the storyline for Irvin is that, like Gore last year, he will throw a lot of pitches to get through an inning. He's almost 17 pitches per inning, which is among the leaders, or was last year, in the National League.
Yeah, and I'm sure Davey Martinez, Jim Hickey want to make sure that gets better this year.
Castellanos out to right on the first pitch. Cruz comes running in. And there are 2 outs. The Giants are making their way to Philly for a 4-game set. Join us at Citizens Bank Park for a variety of events. Monday, April 14th is the first Hatfield Phillies Frank Bogo night. Tuesday, the 15th is Jackie Robinson Day. And after the game on April 17th, seniors stroll the bases. Secure your seats now by going to Phillies.com. John, I understand that right now, Ferguson Jenkins is going to be in town on the 15th. Yeah. Looking forward to that.
Yeah. Canada's finest.
Hall of Famer who obviously did have his time in Philadelphia. Here's Bryson Stott, who's 0 for 4 so far this season. 0-2.
Will he be coming up to the booth?
I think he might be.
I don't know if I'm doing those games. What month was that?
It's April, which is the one coming up.
Oh. Don't know.
Fouled back.
All I know is I'm here with you tomorrow and here with you Monday, Wednesday and Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday.
Week at a time, John.
Then you're through with me for a while.
Not coming to Atlanta, huh?
I am not. No, well, I might be flying to Atlanta.
I was going to say, you could come with us and then head over to Alabama.
Well, I think she plays in Georgia, and then the next weekend's in Alabama. Maybe I'll do that.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Line drive out toward right center field. On the run is Young. He's not going to get there. It's going to the wall. And Bryson Stott's going to get to second base with a 2-out double. That was a good swing.
Yeah, it was. And I was watching Bryson taking batting practice today, and he was, you know, he hit a couple balls into the stands in right field, but a lot of his swings were this right here. Line drives to both gaps, and I mean, he just got a fastball by Irvin, and nothing Young can do there to try to keep Bryson at first base. That ball was a bullet.
It'll bring Brandon Marsh up.
Well, he might as well get his first hit too of the season.
Yeah, he had a rough day the other day. He had 4 strikeouts in his 4 at-bats. That'll be one of the storylines, though. Can he consistently hit left-handed pitching?
They can't go by yesterday, though.
Just because of the shadows, the way
shadows,
they were?
And everyone had problems early.
Line drive just fouled
man.
down the right field line. We were talking to Rob today. You know, he had that at bat late in the game where he couldn't get the bunt down.
Yeah.
And it was a 2-0 count, and then he had the pitch violation. I asked Rob, I said, did you think about putting Johan up there to bunt? And he said, you know, I want Brandon to understand that he's going to play against lefties, and I don't want to have to take him out at that point. I expect him to get the bunt down, though.
Yes. Yeah, if you're going to hit 8th or 9th in a lineup, you should be able to, or hopefully you're a good bunter.
Swing and a line drive caught by Abrams at shortstop. And the inning is over. Not much you can do about that. He hit it hard. No runs a hit. Man left in scoring position. Middle of the second here in D.C. Phillies coverage all season long, presented by Lundy Law, your injury lawyers. A lot of Phillies fans have made their way down to D.C. for this series. Also to see the cherry blossoms, which caused a very large traffic jam today.
Yeah, there's a big stir in the nation's capital, Tom, with the cherry blossoms out in full bloom.
Yeah, and in our hotel.
And a hotel in the lobby, yeah.
First pitch swinging for Ahmed Rosario, and he fouls it back.
Well, that's one thing we've, over the years, have learned about Ahmed Rosario is he hunts the fastball. If you can throw off-speed pitches, you have a chance. But you keep throwing fastballs, he's going to get to one sooner or later.
0-2. I think that JT's found that same pattern that you talked about, John, that outside part of the plate.
Stay out there.
Anyway, it's always great to see Phillies fans who are traveling as well as they are traveling. Ground ball to third, backhanded deep behind the bag by Bohm. One hop throw, won't get there in time. Now that'll be a base hit for Rosario.
First hit is a national, Tom.
Gonna keep the baseball?
I should. Yeah, Alec makes a heck of a play. It just too far the range over in the grass over there by the third base coach's box, and Rosario runs really well still. Man of his age.
Here's Lowe, and Lowe takes a strike. Lowe was 1 for 4 the other day. Last year, 16 home runs, 69 runs batted in. A little tardy on that pitch.
Well, Jesus has some pretty good life on that fastball right now.
Last year, the first 2 innings, his ERA was 2.25. For his career, the first 2 innings, it's 3.08. Third inning is where he sometimes runs into problems. And part of that, he's different than, let's say, Zach Wheeler, where it might take him a few more pitches to get through an at-bat. Yeah, the dirt. Nice play by Real Muto.
JT was already here, right? Before Luzardo got with the Marlins. He's been here 7 years.
7 years.
Wow.
Yeah, this is the final year of his deal.
And we got a few of them. Big lead by Rosario. Apparently us lefties think alike. Threw over, keep him close.
Swing and a miss, and that's the 3rd strikeout for Jesus.
Yeah, you're throwing high velocity like he is early in this game, 98, 97, 98, and then you drop that one on you with 2 strikes. You know, you just go back to the dugout thinking, my gosh, I hope he makes a mistake, because if he doesn't, I'm done for the day.
Keibert Ruiz, the batter, he'll take outside to start this at bat. He homered on Thursday. It was a 12 pitch at bat. He had never had an at bat that had gone at least 12 pitches. There goes the runner. Pitch hit in the air, left field, pretty well hit. Kepler going back out toward the wall, and he's got his 2nd home run. That is a long one into the seats above the Phillies bullpen. Now the Nationals take a 2-0 lead. He did not miss that one.
He did not. As fastball just out over the plate. Yeah, he did put a charge into that baby. Yeah, see where this pitch is. JT wanted it away. It kind of leaked over the middle of the plate. Yeah, that's well, that's how the game started Thursday, right? Ruiz hit a home run to give him a lead.
Paul DeYoung swings through the first one. He's a good player, Keibert Ruiz.
Yep.
Oh, 1-2. Swing and a miss. That's 4 strikeouts.
Look at that. I mean, that is 2 strikes. But even though DeYoung's a veteran player, it's so difficult to lay off that pitch when you have 2 strikes. It looks like a fastball the whole way until it just disappears.
Outside corner, according to the home plate umpire.
Could have left the corner out.
It was kind of around the corner. Jacob Young 0 for 2 of the runs scored the other day. After the Phillies acquired Luzardo, they gave up 2 prospects for him. Young guys. But after they acquired him, they kind of worked in spring training on his motion, because he's got a lot going on. There's a lot of a lot of things that you have to repeat all the time. And they were really happy with everything he did in spring training to get ready for the season. He had that game against the Tigers where he gave up 3 straight home runs in Lakeland.
Well, we know someone who gave up 3 straight home runs today.
Mr. Cortez.
Yeah.
Ball 4. Now you got to keep an eye on Young. First walk.
Aaron Judge 3 homers.
Yes,
right?
he did. He almost hit a 4th.
Wow. He's a good player.
Statcast powered by Audi and your local Delaware Valley Audi dealers.
Basically going to be 4-seam slider change. A sinker. He's going to throw every once in a while, but he has a good enough fastball, good enough slider, and can get away with just 2 until he gets the feel for the other ones. Well, the Nationals have been aggressive on the bases when they get a guy on first.
Yeah, Young had a really big lead.
Abrams got a stolen base. Rosario was running on the ball that Keibert Ruiz hit out of the ballpark.
Good thing is that Luzardo has Young bouncing back to first. Nationals wearing their new City Connect uniforms. Last year they had 223 stolen bases, the most in Major League Baseball. There he goes. Swing and a miss. And Abrams is down on strikes. 5 strikeouts for Luzardo through 2 innings. He did give up a 2-run home run to Keibert Ruiz. So we played 2 here in D.C. and Washington is on top of the Phils. 2-0. But Luzardo is getting some Ks. Xfinity delivers Wi-Fi built for streaming live sports with ultra-low lag. Stream the biggest moments from the best seat in the house with Xfinity. Top of the third, it's 2-0. Nationals on top on a home run by Keibert Ruiz. Urban has started every hitter off with a strike. See the City Connect uniforms. It's got a map of DC basically on the chest of it. Over to third. DeYoung across the diamond, 1 out. Time for our Citizen Stats leader. Most home runs since 2019. Kyle Schwarber with 213. That includes Judge's 3 today, John.
Oh, they updated it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's see. Kyle can get the 214. Hit the ball hard his first at bat.
He hit it off the top of the wall in right center field. He was thrown out trying to stretch it into a double. Inside, 2-0. Led the league in walks last year. National League, that is. It was here in Washington for that half year before he was traded to the Red Sox, where he resurrected his career after the Cubs had let him go because he hit under 200 for Chicago his last season. 3-2.
Yeah, we're happy to have him.
He has been a very good Philadelphia Philly.
Yes.
Alec Bohm waits on deck.
And what they needed in that clubhouse.
Out in front, and Urban picks up a strikeout. It's his first of the day.
A nice little breaking ball here by Urban. This thing was a high breaking ball right there till the end, and that's you hate those at bats when you get ahead 3-0 and guy comes back and makes 3 good pitches on you. Well, 2. 1 was a gift, but 2-0. I mean, 3-0. It's still a good piece of pitching by Urban.
Down and away, 2-0.
Huh.
Little dribbler up the third base line. That'll go foul. And now 2-1. Our electric play of the game, brought to you by your local Delaware Valley Audi dealer, was this the other day for Alec Bohm.
Yeah, fastball up and away, and that 6'5" frame can get to those. See Bryce scoring right there, give the Phillies the lead. Look at Bryce. Yeah, game 1 of the season, and they're already excited about that hit by Bohm. And look, these guys don't want him traded, so they're happy for him.
97 RBIs the last couple of years. It's tough to replace that.
It really is, and his defense has gotten better. I've got to believe them trade talks have been shut down, right?
I would think so. Not sure if we have some kind of a receiver issue.
Well, I don't know. The home plate umpire is writing something down on a card. I don't know if that's
That'll be a mound visit, John.
Yeah.
Got to keep tabs of those things.
Is it 3-1 or was it 2-1 before?
It's 3-1.
It's 3-1. He just give us a signal.
He just let us know it was one mound visit. I just
Okay.
acknowledged it for him. I don't know if he can see us way up here.
He'd rather have some good eye.
So we get a foul tip, and it's 3-2. Nice crowd again today. Still coming in, actually, out in left center field. Line drive out to right field. That'll drop in for a base hit. So Bohm's aboard for the second time. Third hit so far in 2 games.
That's just Alec Bohm right there. The whole field, 2 strikes, shorten up a little bit. Put the ball in play. The fastball out over the plate. But almost the same pitch he hit the double, but now with 2 strikes, you got to try to let things get a little deeper. A little headbutt for Paco. Never hurt anyone.
Well, Harper flied out to left field his first time up.
Tie this baby up.
He was trying to. He got the changeup. Not a bad approach by Irvin.
No, I mean, ain't no secret how Bryce gets aggressive.
By the way, 81 degrees at game time. I don't know if we've reached. Murph is really excited. He wants us to reach the all-time high. What did he say it was, 84?
I think so. I wasn't paying attention to him in the car.
Pulled on the ground out to second. Rosario was shaded toward the hole. And that'll conclude the top of the third. Phil's got another base runner. They've had at least one in all 3 innings. We're on to the bottom of the third. Phillies baseball is brought to you by your local Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer. Visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by Farsiga. For more information, visit Farsiga.com. Well, with John Kruk, I'm Tom McCarthy. Game 2. Phillies won game 1 in extra innings. They trail this one 2-0 as we begin the bottom of the third. 44 pitches so far through 2 innings for Jesus Luzardo in his Phillies debut. Young man who was drafted originally by the Nationals in 2016. He was drafted in the 3rd round. The Nationals drafted Carter Kieboom in the 1st round. He did play in the big leagues for a little bit. Luzardo was then traded to the A's in a deal that brought Sean Doolittle, who's on the staff now for the Nationals and was a very good pitcher for them, and Ryan Matson.
Former Philly great.
That's right.
2008 World Series champ.
2-1. He made his major league debut with the A's and then was traded to the Marlins for Starling Marte as the A's were trying to shore up their playoff run. But Luzardo got playoff games with the Oakland A's before he went to the Marlins.
Did he not get any a few years ago in the Marlins?
He did. He pitched against us.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. But yeah, so he's traded to the Marlins for Starling Marte. Check swing. Doesn't matter. Called. Strike 3. 6 strikeouts through 2 1/3.
And the second time he's gotten Cruz looking. I mean, again, just a perfect pitch. He wanted to, and then he didn't, then he did, then he didn't, and now he wishes he would have.
James Wood takes 1 strike. It's 0-1. Close.
Let's see if he goes to this breaking ball that he got Wood on his first at bat. Swing and miss.
Now you might see him do it, right?
Yeah, at some point he's going to have to give it a shot. I'd say right here. Yep.
Line drive, 1 hop, knocked down by Bohm. He's got to hurry. He's not going to get Wood. Going to wind up being an error on Allen.
I mean, he did hit it hard, but it's a ball that has to be turned into an out. And once he missed it, there was no chance of getting Wood at first base.
He
got a jump and a half.
He wasn't even looking at it.
Well, they are putting guys in motion. Try to pitch around this thing.
Davey Martinez and the scouting report, they must have figured something out against Luzardo. And now the 0-2. Out to short right. Stott is out and over and under it and makes the catch.
Wow. I don't even know if Bryson thought he caught it. It looked like he looked in his glove. You see Bryce is underneath it. Stott's coming over, and yeah, see, he looked in his glove like, okay, I got it. These Las Vegas boys, you'd think communication would be better for them. It's early.
Rosario with 2 outs. And he takes low, 1-0. He reached on an infield hit his first time up. Well, he was swinging for, thinking he had a fastball.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he hunched the fastball, and like I said, his first at bat. You know, we've had a lot of success when he was with the Mets, with the off-speed pitches, fastball for show, and then off-speed. Well, there was a fastball for show. Now let's see if they go back to the off-speed.
Out to left field. Kepler going back. He's under it. At about 3 steps from the warning track, makes the catch. And the inning is over. No runs, no hits. There was 1 Phillies error, 1 man left. We're going to the 4th. It's 2-0 Washington. This RAV4th inning is brought to you by Toyota. Visit Toyota.com to find your 2025 RAV4 Toyota today. Toyota, let's go Phils. It's 2-0 Nationals on a home run by Keibert Ruiz. And JT Realmuto will lead off the 4th inning. Way outside on the first pitch. It's 1-0. JT flied out to right in his first at bat. Sounds like Rafael Marchand will make his debut, barring anything unforeseen, Game 3 against the Rockies. Rob's already thinking down the road about getting some of the bench players into the game. Although now Sosa started today, so he doesn't have to worry about getting him at bats. He just has to worry about getting Trey healthy. I asked him yesterday, what's the biggest concern he has, as the season starts? Is there anything? And it's always the health of the players in the team. Like, he's always thinking about, that spring training going from Florida to the Northeast where the temperatures aren't always 81 degrees. And just making sure that everybody's healthy.
They have one man down.
On the inside corner, 3-2.
I tell you what, JT's getting frustrated and confused because his first at bat threw 2 pitches that were away. He didn't think were strikes that were called strikes. Now Irvin throws one in. JT didn't think it was a strike, and now it was called a strike. So I'm sure JT thinks that home plate's a little bigger than 17 inches.
Ground ball over to third. Nice clean hop for DeYoung. And one away. It's 4 ground ball outs. Get free MLB TV with T-Mobile. Redeem today at T-Mobile.com/MLB. Got to get your MLB account up and running.
Yeah.
Kepler fouls it off over the third base dugout. They had a problem the other day on opening day. Everybody knows if you're watching it on MLB.TV, they had like an outage for the first 3 innings.
Maybe that's why I couldn't get on.
That could be why you couldn't get on.
Huh. It gives you 5 minutes.
0-2. High, now 2-2.
This what happened to got that 3-0 or 0-2, worked a walk.
That was Bohm, right?
I think so, yeah.
There you go. Check swing. No swing. So second walk issued by Irvin.
And that's frustrating for not only the pitcher but for the Nationals. You get ahead 0-2. I get it. You don't want to. You have a couple pitches to play with, but 4 out of the zone and Kepler's on base.
Irvin is kind of tough to run on. He's got a really good move for a right-hander. Quick feet. Kepler's got a good sized lead though off first. Little dribbler off the end of the bat. Rosario has only 1 play. It's to first. And now 2 outs. Up to second base is Kepler.
Same approach for Bryson here. Let's get a little 2-out RBI and cut this lead.
Yeah, he smoked a double to right center field his first time up. One. A lot of day baseball around the majors today. There's 6 night games. And the rest are day games. The Yankee game's over. They scored 20 runs.
Is that all?
20 runs. 2-1.
20.
They used a new. They were using a different bat today.
Yeah, I was trying to read that in between innings, and then I don't know where that page went that I was reading it on.
Yeah, they said that they moved some of the wood,
the weight to the
middle, right?
Toward the label.
Right. Where they feel like the baseball hits more.
Sure, there's some scientist somewhere that figured that out.
2 balls and 1 strike. Line drive fouled on the right field line. Ooh.
Bad hop right there.
Sure did. She's got to go get it though.
Yeah, there we go.
I would think that I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but wouldn't that like throw you off a little bit by using a different kind of bat?
I guess, but
didn't seem to.
No. I mean, I guess they used them in spring training and this off season and hit with them. But I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of 29 other teams looking into it. 20 runs, 72 homers. My Lord.
That's 72. That's a record, right?
It is a record for one game, yeah. Aaron Judge had 50 of them.
Spun foul near the Phillies dugout. DeYoung will take a look, and it's out of play. Dodgers play later tonight. Mookie Betts hit 2 home runs yesterday. Freddie Freeman hit his first home run. They're 4-0.
Tony struggling. He didn't hit one today.
Not yesterday. Well, I think he might have hit one yesterday. Down the right field line for Stott. Over toward the corner. It is gone. It slipped into the bullpen. 2-run home run for Bryson Stott, and the Phillies have tied this game up at 2. He's got 2 extra base hits and 2 at-bats.
Yes, he does. And like I said, his batting practice today was really good. Line drives, just not elevating the ball. And he's big enough and strong enough to hit line drives out of the ballpark. Now, perfect spot. That's where the fence is lowest in this ballpark. But he just went down and got it. A pitch down and in, and see that 335 just crawled over the wall. But whether it crawls over or goes out of the stadium, it all counts the same.
Wow. Right place, right time. Line drive, base hit from Marsh the opposite way. His first hit of the season. Here's the thing. Irvin last year did give up 29 home runs. So the long ball is part of his issue. And now Edmundo Sosa with the game tied at 2.
It's a nice little answer back. Let's see if Marsh can. I don't know if you want to steal right here in this situation or not. Don't help him right here, Edmundo. Let's see if get a couple guys on for Schwarber. But if he throws a fastball down the middle, let that baby eat. He didn't get the fastball.
He did not. 2-1.
A little different right now hitting wise as opposed to Thursday.
Line drive out toward left field. Going back on it is Wood. It's over his head. It's off the base of the wall. Marsh is to third. They'll hold him there. And Edmundo Sosa slides into second with a double. And the Phillies have second and third with 2 men down. And they're fortunate, the Nationals are, that Wood was able to corral that off the base of the wall.
Yeah, it just hit too hard for Marsh. You know, we know Marsh has great speed. But that was a line drive off the terrace sign, and Wood played it absolutely perfectly to where as soon as he made the play and Dusty saw the throw, he had to hold Marsh up at third. But look, 2 outs with Kyle Schwarber up. That ain't a bad thing.
Well, Jim Hickey senses that, so he's come out to the mound to talk to Jake Irvin. They're going to walk Schwarber, you think? How do you think they're going to handle this?
To pitch the bomb?
That's the problem.
Yeah, well, that's a good problem for us. Who do you choose? Now, he might try to see if Kyle would chase.
He's had a little different inning than he had the previous 3. 26 pitches. They're going to go to the bullpen, or they're going to get the bullpen up.
Well, I hope one of them catches this next pitch.
Phillies have runners on second and third. Marsh can get a really good walking lead off third because DeYoung is over near shortstop. As Schwarber takes a changeup for a strike. 0-1.
Yeah, anything that bounces, if it leaves the dirt area around home plate, Marsh is going to stroll in.
Back-to-back changeups. Wonder what he's going to throw here.
I wouldn't. Well, he might throw a fastball, see if he can get Kyle to chase. If they feel like he has the good enough command to do that.
See the numbers with 2 outs and runners in scoring position last year. The 0-2 low and in. He didn't chase.
Another changeup. Now try to throw the greatest changeup in the history of baseball right here and bounce that baby. But you see his Irvin, that was a 4-seam fastball at 90, so his velocity has dipped quite a bit since as this game has progressed.
Swing and a miss. He got him out front. Got him for the second time on strikes. Phillies leave 2 in scoring position, but they had 1 leave the yard. It was Bryson Stott's home run, his first of the year. He went down and got, and just over the wall in right. This RAV4 inning is brought to you by Toyota. Visit Toyota.com to find your 2025 RAV4 Toyota today. Toyota, let's go Phils. Well, Stumpy, the cherry blossom, took out one of the presidents today. It enabled Abe Lincoln to cruise to the victory.
Well, he did it honestly, Tom.
He sure did. Was that George that got knocked down by the cherry blossom?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, out right center or out right field.
The cherry blossom, though, it had some wind resistance with, you know, the branches and the cherry blossoms, and
it kind of looked like the cherry blossoms that are in our lobby.
Yeah. Well, they told me up here in the booth that they said that once it rains or gets windy, that cherry blossoms are gone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they blow off the tree so easily. And well, you had some on your.
I was thinking we did have some on the truck. Yep. Check swing 1 and 2.
Hope that lady came and retrieved her.
Oh yeah, her American Express and her license.
Yeah.
We should have drove it over to Bethesda yesterday on the off day. Swing it a foul.
All right, shut down inning right here and get the bats back up.
Up high, 2-2. By the way, the error that was charged to Alec Bohm back in the 3rd inning has been changed to a hit, which is ridiculous.
Yep.
Fouled back. It remains 2-2. Just
what?
I mean, good for Alec. Yes, it's great for Alec. It means there's an error off the board, but that's an error.
Yes, no question.
And I understand that they're swinging a miss by Lowe, who strikes out for the 2nd time. I understand that the corner infielders are being given some grace these last several years.
Oh, give me a break.
Exactly. Is that strikeout?
Well, this ain't Little League. Oh, he hit it hard, so it's harder to catch.
Right.
These are big leaguers.
Yeah, but it's not going to change because we've tried to get it to change over the last several years.
They're trying to get more guys to hit 300. But guess what? It don't happen.
Here it is. Look, you know, again, did it eat him up? Yeah, but glove side.
Yes. And I'm sure if you ask Alec, he's probably thinking, are you kidding me? They changed that?
No balls and 2 strikes to Ruiz. Again, they're trending, and they have been the last 2 nights. It's not even a trend anymore. It's the way they're going.
Yeah.
We can bring it up as much as we want. They're not going to change it because they think that it's the right way to score.
Who's they?
I believe that there are folks that are in charge of scoring with Major League Baseball that they've put in charge of it that are more statistical and analytic driven than.
So they've never played.
I don't think so.
So they don't realize that that ball should be caught whether it's hit 80 miles an hour or 150 miles an hour.
Right. Swinging a foul tip. Ruiz down on strikes. 8 strikeouts.
And I promised myself I was going to be a little more calm this year, but that kind of chaps me. But Ruiz hit the 2-run homers first at bat, so Luzardo said, yeah, try this. Great pitch. That back foot breaking ball, it's devastating to all hitters.
On the outside corner, 0-1. Paul DeYoung struck out his first time up. He has struck out 5 times to start this year. One and 2.
So the official score here ruled it an error.
Right.
And then
I'm sure he was given input from.
And then someone from New York called him and said, hey, that ball was hit.
Well, they have
91 miles an hour. So
they have quote unquote support that sometimes they'll lean on. It's people that aren't here watching the game. They're watching it on video where they can't get the same perspective. They just look at the analytic numbers.
Oh, God.
There's that last pitch that
It's a great
Luzardo
game.
thought he had it.
Strike 3 for ball 2.
2-2. A little low. Anyway, there's folks that are watching the game that are official scores elsewhere. That, again, you have to be at the game to be able to score it properly.
Then why have guys here?
Right. Well, thankfully they still do. I'm surprised that in some ways they don't move that out.
Oh, that'll be soon.
It was ball 4.
That's a good bat by a good at bat by DeYoung. Luzardo gets ahead and can't finish him off. And now the 4 pitches for Luzardo here in this 4th inning.
Jacob Young walked his first time, lines that one sharply out towards second. Stott's got it over to second base. 4-6 on the putout. 4 in the books. We're tied up at 2. We're on to the top of the 5th. Up the Fans Trivia, brought to you by FanDuel Casino. Prior to Alec Bowman, 24, who was the last Phillies third baseman with 40 doubles and 90 RBIs in a single season? As Bohm hits that one over to third. 5-3 on the putout. And there's one away. That's a good question.
It is a good question. I'm trying to think.
I'm going to go rolling without knowing. That's my thought.
That's probably a good call. Scott did hit a lot of doubles, didn't he?
He has the record for a third baseman for the Phillies.
Yeah, that's a lot there.
Yep. Bryce Harper, the batter. It's 0-2. Hits that one back toward the middle, and diving stop by Abrams from his knees. Fires on a few hops, and it gets away from low.
They'll probably give that an error. Oh, Lord. I'm giving it a hit. I don't care what new people in wherever they do that from.
Yeah, I don't even think it's New York. I think it's, I know where it's from.
Yeah, great play by Abrams, though, but he just, that split second of not being able to get it out of his glove. Watch, he had a little trouble right there, but, you know, Bryce still runs well for an older gentleman. Easy base hit. Now JT, bring him in.
JT 0 for 2. Fouls it off to the right. Irvin had a 30-pitch 4th inning.
Well, that's probably why they've got bullpen up. Little right-left combo down there. From where we're sitting, we have no idea who they are.
Over to third, could be 2. DeYoung has it to second for 1. Over to first, around the horn, and a 5-4-3 double play. That is a quick inning for Jake Irvin. Middle of the 5th inning, Phillies and the Nationals tied up at 2. Time for our Blue Moon light bright spots. Jesus Luzardo career against the Phillies. Maybe that's why the Phillies wanted him so much, because he has thrown some really good games against them.
Yeah, he has been pretty tough on the old Fighting Phils. That's why I thought maybe they signed Stone Garrett so he doesn't go to the National League East.
The Luzardo did start one game in the postseason against the Phillies, and he said that he loved, as soon as he walked out, he was booed. As soon as he walked out, he said, I want to feel that the other way around.
Oh, he will. He will definitely feel that.
And by the way, Jake Irvin was congratulated after that inning came to a close, so his outing is most likely done. As we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, C.J. Abrams will lead it off. It'll be Abrams, Cruz, and Wood against Luzardo. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. Outside corner.
Well, Abrams first time up, he went hunting on that first pitch fastball by Luzardo, and now he's getting basically a whole slew of off-speed pitches here. Fastball there, though, at 98 that banged off his foot.
Great sign, though, John, that he's sustaining his fastball even at this point in the game. Swing and a miss. 9 strikeouts for Luzardo.
Like I said, he had, Abrams, he's hunting that fastball off Luzardo, and JT and gets that pitch comp thing and tells him, hey, I want this slider down the way and we can get a chase. And Jesus said, you know what, I'll oblige you.
I love the fact that he's commanding that slider the way he is. No balls and 1 strike to Dylan Cruz. Cruz is 0 for 2. He has K twice. And it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes.
Make it an even 10.
Swing and a miss. It's an even 10. 3rd time today he's got Dylan Cruz.
Everything had been away, and then again that same slider down at that back foot, man. I don't think people understand what that does to you.
Ground ball foul.
To your mental psyche. Speed him up and slow him down, Tom. It's a key to success.
Sure is. Other way quickly again. It's 0-2. The only thing better than a hot dog at the ballpark is 2 for the price of 1. Get 2 hot dogs for $5 in Hatfield's Phillies Frank's BOGO night, Monday, April 14th and Tuesday, April 29th. Out to left field, backing up on it is Kepler. It's over his head. It's off the wall. He barehands it on a hop, gets the throw in, and it's not going to be in time. And Wood slides in safely with his 2nd hit of the day.
Well, that's one thing I love about this kid, watching him swing the bat. We got to look at him last year, 2nd half of the season, but his ability to go to all fields, it kind of reminiscent of Alec Bohm. How they use the whole field, line drive, more line drive swings than they had. Then they try to hit the pop-ups, and well, he hit that one good the other way, didn't he?
Yeah, it had carry on it.
Yeah. Well, it's getting warmer.
It's hitting season. Phillies have Jose Ruiz starting to warm up at the bullpen for them. One ball, one strike to Bell. Bell is 0 for 2. 1-2. There's Jose. Cool as a cat. Cesar Ramos, the pitching bullpen coach, out there too.
He is relaxed, isn't he?
Swing and a miss. 11 strikeouts. He's reached double figures in strikeouts for the 8th time in his career as he strands a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the 5th inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. Dealing today for Luzardo as we go to the 6th. Week is a key offseason acquisition who made a great spring impression. Max Kepler joined the Phillies after nearly a decade with the Minnesota Twins, hoping to overcome an injury-riddled 2024. Under the Florida sun, the left fielder hit a lofty .375 with a .500 on-base percentage and slugged 3 home runs. Kepler's Grapefruit League excellence is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Jesus Luzardo's day is probably done. 95 pitches through 5 innings. Jake Irvin's day is done for the Nationals as Colin Poche will appear in his 2nd game.
They've only played 2, Tom.
Yep. He's a workhorse,
He
John.
is every day, Poche.
Poche, the opener, went 2/3 of an inning, charged with 4 runs. 3 of those runs earned. He was the guy that came on and pitched the 10th inning. And he delivers to Kepler.
So, and that ghost runner doesn't count as an earned run,
so 4
right?
runs, 3 earns.
Yeah.
The Castellanos on deck. Bet
Yes.
365. The odds to get a hit plus 210.
I'm in. You know, we have to remember
Uh-huh.
to do the 50-50 at Citizens Bank.
So I did it in spring training a couple times. Did not win, but did it.
Well, it's, you know,
Practice. I'm
it's all for
practicing.
the kids, Tom.
Exactly. Swing and a miss. One out here in the 6th inning.
Yeah, well located. Looked like a cutter slider. Gets Kepler out in front of that thing. And this is where it's going to be interesting for the Phillies with, you know, when you have Kepler, lefty, righty, and Nick, and then 2 lefties coming up. You know, I think Nick's going to have to be really patient against left-handed hitters if this is the way the lineup's going to continue. So far, he's been really good about not swinging at any of those 2. They were 5 feet over his head.
Low, ball 3.
That's what we were talking about. You got to be patient. Now, if Nick was a big base stealer, that might be a different thought process with teams, but
taken all the way there. ball 4. Bryson Stott is coming up, and it's time now for our giant home run replay.
Yeah, a little slider by Irvin down and in to Bryson Stott, and after hitting a double in the gap in right center, he hits a bullet down the right field line to tie this ball game up, and 2 extra base hits today for Bryson, which we love to see.
He takes strike 1. It's 0-1. He has doubled. He's homered.
Might as well hit a triple.
Might as well make it a little dramatic.
Yeah.
Inside. Two balls and 1 strike.
You know, I was thinking about that hit by pitch, replay, the whole thing. Bryson didn't sell that too well.
I would agree with that.
He kind of stood there at home plate, and like if he'd have dropped his bat and grabbed his arm, you'd have thought, all right, he definitely got hit.
Outside, 3-1.
I think they're going to put Nick in motion.
And ball 4. Back-to-back walks after the strikeout to start the inning. Jim Hickey, yep.
Yeah, Jim Hickey's going out, and they got a righty up, so
Lucas Sims warming up. John, Independence Blue Cross and the Phillies would like to honor inspiring teachers. Nominate your teacher for the IBX Honor Roll for a chance to win a VIP Phillies experience, some swag, and more. Visit IBX.com/teachers to submit your nomination.
You know, we're hip enough to say swag.
Here we are. We're drippy. Yeah, there's Sims.
What's that other one the kids taught me this winter?
I don't know, but I'd love to know.
Res?
Yeah, I have heard that. I haven't used it, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure we can pull it off. There's a City Connect hat. Telling that guy with the Nationals hat on, hey, listen, this is why we're the best. Look at our City Connect. No cherry blossoms.
0-1 to Brandon Marsh. Probably the last hitter for Poche with Sosa on deck.
I tell you, it looks like Pache really slows up to throw that breaking ball. I wonder if the hitters can pick that up.
One ball, 1 strike. 1-2. That was out of the strike zone. It's not a strike, he said.
And he was right. Of course, the only one that matters is that fellow behind the plate, isn't it?
Line drive out to right field. That's in for a base hit. To third is Castellanos. He'll stop there. Over to second is Stott. A base hit for Marsh against the lefty. And the bases are now loaded for Sosa. And here comes Davey Martinez up the stairs.
That's great for Brandon. You know, 4 strikeouts the other night, or Thursday afternoon into the evening, and now 2 base hits. He's got to make himself feel pretty good about it.
So a pitching change for the Nationals. They'll go to their 3rd pitcher. It's our Nissan call to the pen. We'll be back right after this. Fans 15 and older will be loving this year's McDonald's opening night t-shirts. Secure yours on Wednesday, April 2nd at 6:45 when the Phillies host the Rockies at Citizens Bank Park. Visit Phillies.com to purchase tickets for this popular giveaway. It is a great giveaway. That's a great shot right there. Look at that little one just dancing around. Love it. Wondering why am I not in that photo? Look at just dancing around.
Yeah, without a care in the world.
Lucas Sims is on with the bases loaded. Sims on for Poche. Phillies have 2 walks and a single with 1 out. And Mundo Sosa, the batter, he's 1 for 2. And he takes high, 1 ball and no strikes. Sims appeared in the game the other day. He went 2/3, allowed a run on a hit. Swing and a miss, 1-1.
Use some hard contact, Edmundo. Give us a lead.
Way outside, 2-2.
But I know with 2 strikes you got to be prepared for any pitch. 2-2. If I'm Edmundo, I'm looking dead red right here. Last thing he wants to do is go 3-2 with Kyle up next.
Well, he went 3-2.
Yep.
1 out, bases loaded, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Schwarber waits on deck in a 2-2 game.
Sell it out right here, Edmundo.
Infield plays for 2. At short, it's Abrams. At second, it's Rosario. Jacob Young, the center fielder, just moved a few steps out to right center field. And the 3-2 pitch. Line drive down the left field line, foul.
And he threw a sweeper. Wow. Well, that's probably why he hooked it foul. He had to be the most shocked guy in this ballpark. All right, 3-2. Really? With Schwarber up next, he's going to throw me a sweeper? Don't help him.
Runners will get good starts. Inside, ball 4. Sosa says no, no, no. That's ball 4. Yeah, Mundo, that's ball 4. And the Phillies have taken the lead. It's a 3-2 ball game. That's 3 walks in the inning for the Nationals pitchers.
There's a little delayed reaction, Tom. You know, Rob Thompson down there with a smile on his face, probably thinking, what are we doing?
Man wants to hit, John.
He does. He hit a ringing double his last at bat, so why wouldn't he? Yeah, that thing's in off the plate. Look at Edmundo, though. No, 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 no.
Now you've got Schwarber with the bases loaded. Way outside. It goes to the backstop. Here comes Stott. He'll score. It's 4-2 Phils. It'll be a wild pitch.
Yeah, I mean, I just looked like he didn't have a grip on it, Sims. Right there, stuck in the netting.
Yeah, they might have to fix that. 1-0 to Schwarber. He'll take on the inside corner.
Infield in.
Phillies have scored 2 in the inning, 1 on a walk with the bases loaded, the other on a wild pitch. 3 walks and a wild pitch in the inning. right center field. Cruz going back toward the scoreboard. How about that? Into the first row. Forget about the hands. That is a strong man. A 3-run home run. And the Phillies have taken a 7-2 lead.
He might be using that bat with the weight in it. The distributed weight.
It didn't sound good.
It did not. It did not. But we talk about all the time how strong Kyle Schwarber is, and this inning's turned out well, hasn't it?
It has. 4 runs for the Phils, or 5 runs for the Phils. And here's Bohm, and he hits one back toward the middle, a base hit. The hits just keep on coming. They may have to go get him. Marsh saw it right off the bat.
Oh, yeah. Well, he might be telling his runner on second, Edmundo on second, to let's go.
Yeah, I think that was after the ball had gone into that first row. Another pitching change for the Nationals. The Phillies have put a 5 spot on the board here in the top of the 6th inning. This is the 3rd pitcher used in the inning. We'll be back after this. Time for the Stump the Fence Trivia Quiz answer, presented by FanDuel Casino. All right, so prior to Alec Bohm in 2024, it was Scott Rowland in '98 with 45 doubles and 110 RBIs. Scotty was a machine when it came to the doubles.
And he could pick it.
Well, the Phillies have scored 5 runs here at the top of the 6th inning. They lead it 7-2. They've got 7 runs on 10 hits. And Orlando Revolta has just been warned for making eye contact or not making eye contact.
I think Bryce called timeout. He doesn't have any more left this at bat, Tom.
First pitch outside. Revolta, 12th round pick by the Nationals in 2019. Out of Miami-Dade. One ball, no strikes. 2 balls, no strikes.
Hey, that's a pretty free and easy 98. Long arm. He got a very long arm.
Foul down the left side. Out to left field. Wood will give it a look. toward the line. He's under it, makes the catch.
That thing came back in fair territory.
So 2 outs.
Alec Bohm too, tag it up and get in the second base.
So Alec gets there.
I don't know if Wood
did. I don't think Wood even realized that Bohm was either at first or that he would even think about it.
It has been a long inning.
It's fouled off the foot of JT.
Oh man, right off the top of the foot. A lot of small bones in there, Tom.
Yeah. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
So we have to give some love to Gus Fransky.
Oh, what do you got?
Well, Gus has a concussion.
That's right. He has a concussion.
Got hit.
Yep.
Hit in the head with a pitch yesterday or 2 days ago. And,
yep. Or foul tip. We're not sure
or
which.
Foul tip. Well, yeah, Scott wasn't sure which one did it. But speedy recovery, Gus. But take care of that thing. Get through.
Over to third. DeYoung has it on one hop, glove side, and throws across the diamond in time to get Real Muto. But the Phillies put a 5 spot on the board. A 3-run home run by Kyle Schwarber has opened things up. Phillies baseball is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Pennsylvanians are scratching their way to fun thanks to PA Lottery scratch-offs. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. And by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. Hello, John Kruk. I'm Tom McCarthy. Murph was out at the Jefferson Memorial yesterday taking some photos. You can see those on Instagram. He was all over the place yesterday morning.
Well, he has a lot of free time.
Yes, he does.
And his daughter's in Bethesda.
Quinn is now in D.C. Yeah. Jose Ruiz will take over for the Phillies as we begin the bottom of the 6th inning, and he's got a 7-2 lead. Jesus Luzardo, 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 11 strikeouts.
Yeah, I even think if, there was no pitch count, restrictions on any of these pitchers, that he probably would have taken him out anyway because how long he had to sit in that 6th inning.
Yeah, he threw 95 pitches. Inside. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Ruiz was good for the Phillies last year. Had a solid spring. By the way, Luzardo's 11 strikeouts are tied for second most by a pitcher in their debut with the Phillies, dating back to 1893. Rosario fouls it off his foot.
Was that not the first start when Vince Velasquez struck out, what, 16?
No,
Padres?
it was not.
That wasn't his first?
That would have been a good one.
Yeah.
That would have erased Garrett Stevenson and Jim Bunning. Stevenson had 12.
Oh, man, right off the old shin bone.
And Bunning had 11.
The shin bone's connected to the. Damn, that hurts.
Down the left field line, that's well struck. Kepler's going back toward the corner, toward the pole, and it is gone inside the pole. Rosario has his second hit of the day and his first home run in a Nationals uniform. It's now a 7-3 game.
Oh, we talked about it. He will hunt that fastball. And I believe that's what he got right there from Jose Ruiz. Yep, four-seamer in. And Rosario just beat him to the punch.
Oh, and Lowe fouls it off. He's been a pretty good player during his career. He's not necessarily a home run hitter, but
yeah,
pulled his hands in on that one.
Good defender.
Ground ball to second base. Stott up with it, not hit hard. And one away for Keibert Ruiz. Pulled sharply past the diving Harper down the right field line. That'll go to the corner. And Ruiz, who's had a good start to this season, will stop at second base. He's got his second extra base hit of the day, and it's his fourth hit in 2 games.
Breaking ball by Ruiz, and Keibert Ruiz just has he's off to a good start. This ball just got past Bryson. Oh, you have to be careful down there in that corner. It hits that little piece of the stands that comes out a little bit. It can bounce back right there where the ball girl is. Could bounce back, and where the second baseman has to be very aware of going out. Like Fenway when the shortstop has to go out.
Right.
Let's get out of this thing with giving up no more. You don't want them to think they have a chance.
1-2. Every time a Phillies pitcher records a pitch speed of 95 or more, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities.
We've seen a few of those.
1-2. Popped up outside of first. That'll get back into the crowd. 3-2.
Well, I know Rob wanted to get everyone in a game as quickly as he can, and Jose Ruiz gets his 6th inning, but give up a homer and then gets an out and then a double, and now he's falling behind.
Ground ball off the hands. Felt that one, didn't you, John?
That one did hurt, yeah.
6-3 on the putout. 2 outs. Well, now Jacob Young, who's walked and he's grounded into a fielder's choice. A little low, 1-0.
Is that Joe Ross down there warming up?
It's Ryan Kirkring.
Oh, Ryan. He pitched to Thursday.
They did want to have Joe get into a game today.
Maybe this is if someone else gets on,
Could be.
Orion comes in to finish the inning and then give Joe Ross a clean inning to come in.
Over to third. Bohm has it deep behind the bag. Nice throw in time. Now the side is retired. The Nationals do get a run on a solo home run by Ahmed Rosario. That is a fine play by Alec Bohm to the glove side. They got a lot on it. Today's game summary is brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Phillies scored 5 in the 6th inning. Kyle Schwarber hit his 2nd home run of the season. This one a 3-run shot. Bryson Stott is homered. It was a 2-run shot. Jesus Luzardo pretty darn good in 5 innings, 5 hits, 11 strikeouts. And now it's up to the Phillies bullpen to get 9 more outs. As the Phillies fans getting a chance to enjoy the 2nd game of this 3-game series. I think it's somebody's birthday. It's her birthday. Happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday. No relation to Tommy Her?
No, I don't think so. Max Kepler fouls the first one back. It's 0-1. Kepler's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run. Whoop. I think he was fooled on that one, John.
Yeah, I think that tricked him.
Phillies had Tanner Banks jump up to start warming up in the bullpen. Swing and a miss. And Kepler strikes out. Oh, Kerkering on your left and Tanner Banks on your right.
Now you would. Wow, that almost
would not have been good.
That would have hurt someone.
Swing and a miss by Castellanos. That had bounced out of the window.
Yeah.
And found its way down below. We would have had some trouble.
That's like a lethal weapon
from this
from this height.
Yeah. Huh. 1-1.
He tried to frame it, Tom.
Missed it.
Just a little.
Out in front. One and two. There's the City Connects uniforms, the map. We were kind of all over that map today getting here to the old yard.
Yeah, we've gone to this ballpark twice. Thursday and today, and neither way. But you know what I think it is?
What is it?
I think it's because we have to go pick up Murph.
Right.
And it throws off the GPS and the Waze or whatever.
He is a block and a half away.
Yeah.
Ball 4. Castellanos walks for the second time. Not that this is a shock to anybody, but there are a lot of people in this city.
Yes.
Sightseeing.
Yes.
Phillies fans get expert insight and analysis from our team that knows your team the best. Listen and subscribe to the Phillies Talk podcast and always be game day ready. Presented by Team Toyota. Stott takes outside 1-0. So you have the Nationals game going on. The Wizards are playing the Nets. And I believe Capitals are playing tomorrow.
Well, who's Chris Middleton play for? Is he with the Nets now? I saw him at the hotel.
Maybe he's with the Nets. Yeah, I don't know that.
I don't either.
That's what we saw Drew Timme.
Yeah,
who just signed with the Nets.
The Zags.
Talked a little Gonzaga. On the inside corner. Chris Middleton plays for the Wizards.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a far drop, isn't it? From the Bucks to.
Yeah. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Sabres are in town to play the Caps as Ovechkin keeps going for the record.
How many more games does he have? They have left to break the record.
I don't think many.
5 maybe. We got time, Tom.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Foul down the left field line, and it remains 2-2. Ovechkin needs 6 goals in 10 games.
So you say there's a chance.
Oh, there's a chance.
Yeah. Do you watch hockey?
I have to admit I don't watch it as much as I watch basketball. Both college and the NBA.
I couldn't even watch basketball this winter.
2-2. Just a bit outside. 3-2.
I think Mr. Ribalta thought that was a strike.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That he thought that.
Yeah. But we can read minds. You know what he's thinking right now? Mark? Nothing.
In a good way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ball 4. Stott walks. That's the second time he's walked. Second walk of the inning. And that has been an issue for this Nationals team early on. That's 7 walks today for the Phillies.
Well, they're making up for those 19 strikeouts by trying to get the walk rate up.
Well, Marsh has 2 hits today. He is lined out. He has singled twice. Swing and a high fly ball to deep right field. Going back on it is Cruz. It is gone into the Nationals bullpen. A 3-run home run, and the Phillies now lead it 10-3. Brandon Marsh having himself a day.
Well, that's what happens when you don't think. Just go up there and react, man. And he reacted to that pitch by Ribalta. I don't think people, unless you have seen him up close, you don't realize how big he is.
Brandon Marsh.
Oh,
right.
He's a big man. Yeah, he gets that first pitch, boy, and he took a nice, easy swing. No overswing at all to that one. And if someone was warming up in the bullpen, they'd have caught it or got hit with it, one or the other.
Well, the Phillies have used the long ball today. They've had 2 3-run home runs, 1 2-run home run from Stott, capitalizing on the walks. And it's 0-2 to Sosa. This is a beautiful swing.
Yes, great swing, just nice and easy. And like I said, you know, he's 6'4", 220. He's a large man, and he's got some power in that bat.
Swing and a miss, so Sosa strikes out. Second strikeout for Ribalta. And Schwarber will get a chance to bat again. He's already got 2 hits today.
Well, 7th inning, and it's his 5th at bat. That means you're winning.
Also means you're not in spring training anymore, because he'd be out of the game.
Oh yeah, he'd have been out after he hit the homer. And knowing him, he'd probably be in the cage hitting some more.
Up high.
Kerkering has set down after that home run by Marsh, and looks like we're going to get an inning of Tanner Banks.
Whoop.
Short.
There's Tanner Banks.
Well, this has been fun.
This has been a heck of a turnaround. I think it all started by Luzardo kind of setting the tone. He's gave up the 2 runs on the home run, but still struck out 11.
Yeah. Your defense is a lot better when you strike out a lot of guys.
2-2. Hit on the ground, stabbed on the backhand by Lowe, flips underhand in time, and the side is retired. However, the Phillies get another 3-run home run. It's their second one of the day. They busted it open. It's time to stretch. Phillies on top, 10-3.
deep down in D.C., Ricky Vitalico, Ruben Amaro Jr., I'm Michael Barkan. 8 Phillies runs in the last 2 innings. But wait, there's more. Game's not over.
No, game's not over yet. And this I said it in pregame. This whole thing with this Nationals bullpen is not going to go well for them this season. It's going well for the Phillies right now. Think about this for a second. Phillies have walked 10 times in these 2 games. It's been all the bullpen of the Nationals.
It has.
That's pretty bad. Coming up with some big hits. The bottom of the lineup, Ruben.
It's done very well.
Yeah, really good. I mean, Marsh, obviously Stott. What I really like is what Luzardo did today. A lot of strikeouts, pounded the zone. He did get nicked for 1 home run, but I really like the way they threw the ball. And he's going to have to tighten up, I think, his ability to hold runners. But I do like what I saw.
Back down to D.C., check in with Tom and John. We'll talk to John Kruk post-game.
All right,
No, you won't.
All right, Michael, thank you. We appreciate that. By the way, Marsh back in center. He's got the 3-run home run. Phillies have made a change behind the plate. And Rafael Marchand is taking over behind the plate. It's only precautionary because of the foul ball that came off the foot of JT Realmuto. So he's out of the game just as a precaution. Phillies are up 10-3, so Marchand gets his first look today. Garrett Stubbs playing his first game for the Iron Pigs today.
I hope he does well.
Yeah.
He's a nice man.
Tanner Banks taking over out on the mound. Phillies acquired Banks last year from the White Sox.
Bet he was happy.
I would think he was, yes.
Wow. My former team, man, took a beating last year.
They did. They have a new manager this year, though, Johnny.
Who they got?
Will Venable.
Oh, yeah. No gloves, Will.
Out towards second. Booted by Stott.
That's a hit. Well, hell, give him a double. Why not?
That would be the second error for Stott.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Bryson on that play. Just handcuffed him, I guess. Overstepped it.
It came off the bat at 107.8, but
Oh, that's a hit then.
the one that they ruled an error rightfully on Bohm and then changed it incorrectly to a hit was 102 off the bat. There is an error up on the board right now, but
Well, I ain't gonna mark it.
Dylan Cruz is 0 for 3. He has struck out all 3 times he's been up.
Now let's see what the experts say about that play, Tom. So far.
Look at E right now.
Yeah,
John.
well, that's with the real score.
Yeah.
And the other ones will take over and tell him to change it.
Swing and a miss, and Cruz strikes out for the 4th time today.
Not off to a good start. Ball just ran in on his hands and over top of the old barrel.
Twelve strikeouts today for Phillies pitching. Inside corner, and that's a strike to James Wood. Foul to the left. That's a good pitch.
The low strike hasn't really been utilized too much. That away pitch, sometimes in the pitch up above the strike zone, has been called strikes. Anything knees or below hasn't been called that often. There's a shark over at first.
2-2. And a called strike 3 on the inside part of the plate. 2 strikeouts.
It was an interesting strike zone. You see, Marchand won that pitch up and away, and instead Tanner Banks threw that ball down and in. It might not have been a strike, and Mr. Wood trying to figure out what the heck the strike zone was in that AB.
Here comes Castellanos, runs that one down. The inning is over. No runs, no hits. 1 Phillies error. On to the 8th. The Phils in control, up 10-3. It's brought to you by your Philadelphia area Chevy dealers. Visit Chevrolet.com. Outside Nationals Park. Been a good couple of days down here for the Phillies fans. This is a big one. The Phillies were down 2-0 to start this game. Now they came roaring back.
New catcher, Tom.
Good call on your part, John.
Riley Adams.
Yeah, Riley Adams takes over behind the plate. Probably gives you an idea that Ruiz will play tomorrow then.
Do you blame him?
No.
I mean, he's on pace for 162 homers.
He's not going to want to come out of a game. No.
And you know what? If he hit 162 homers on pace, Aaron Judge is on pace for what? 162 times 3?
Yeah, he's got a lot going. How many did he hit today? 50, you said?
He only hit 3.
Yeah.
One of them was a grand slam.
Yep. Back toward the middle, over the second base bag. Rosario was shaded that way. And Bohm is retired. Time now for a Toyota Camry turning point. You get to a couple different spots. This was a big one, though, for Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah, like we talked about in between innings, it didn't sound like he hit it well. And then you forget just how strong that man is. And big 3-run homer hasn't put the game out of reach, but it's been pretty close to.
Bryce Harper is 1 for 4 today. Outside.
Kyle's on pace for 162.
Yeah, he does.
That would put Joe DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak in jeopardy too.
They would do that.
They hit a home run every game.
At the knees, 3-1 to Harper. Line drive, base hit it to right center field for Bryce. That's his second hit.
Yeah, that ball was scorched. This ball made a loud sound coming off Bryce's bat. Just out of the reach of Rosario there at second base. Bryce is off to a pretty good start.
Yeah, they're not holding him on. Rafael Marchand up for the first time. Again, he came on for JT. JT fouled a ball off his foot, and he left with a contusion. And just to play it safe,
Yeah,
Phillies took him out.
it would be surprising if he didn't play tomorrow. Would it surprise you if he wasn't in the lineup tomorrow?
It would.
Just being around him for 7 years.
Line drive fouled on the right field line by Marchand.
Tell you what, that ball girl down the line, she hasn't been getting many good hops.
No, but she's got the part down pat where she's got to go after it.
Yeah, yeah.
Just a bit low, 2-2.
Well, I'm sure the players were a little happier with the fact that it was a little overcast today.
I did walk out with Alec and Kyle Schwarber, and they were very appreciative that the sun was there, but it wasn't as blinding as it was the other day.
Well, not only that, then you get, you know, Zach and Mackenzie Gore, and it couldn't have been a lot of fun for the fellas. Sean working a good AB here.
Kepler waits on deck. 3-2, popped up foul behind home plate. Mackenzie Gore was solid on Thursday.
He was. Yes, he was. How about the Tigers? Detroit, the stadium there. They took out the little pitching lane.
Yeah. This ball 4. It's funny, we talked to their groundskeeper last year about it. She said there's really no maintenance to it. They were the last ones to have it. Davey Martinez is heading out. He's going to go to the bullpen, so we've got a pitching change again.
Woohoo.
Kepler's due up. We'll be back to Washington right after this. Game live ticket package is back. For 6 games only, get this exclusive hat, an awesome seat, and a chance to meet the pregame crew. First game is April 16th. The tickets are limited, so grab yours now at Phillies.com/pregame package. Max Kepler is the batter. Salazar is on the pitch. Eduardo Salazar went a third of an inning, allowed a hit and a walk in game 1. He's got 2 runners on. Kepler takes on the outside corner. See the numbers for Salazar last year. 26 games, an ERA of 2.76. Inside. Hernandez warming up. The Phillies just got Carlos Hernandez from the Royals.
I have 8 walks.
You are correct, John.
That's a lot of walks, Tom.
A lot of walks.
Oh.
Jam shot.
That's it, Matt. Uh-oh.
Wouldn't be bad.
What is that? Is that?
It's a hot dog with ketchup, just scribbled on it.
Not good. Not good placement.
Opposite way, diving stop made by DeYoung to second. Oh, he missed the second base bag. I think he missed the second base bag.
I think he got back and got it.
Did he? They only get the one out.
That would have been the typical 5-6-3 double play.
Right.
Yeah, I know they practice that stuff, but it's still got to be tough when the ball's hit, because your first instinct is to take a step toward the right, and that is our getaway defensive play. Tom?
Our Hyundai getaway. Now they're looking at that, by the way. The Phillies are, to make sure that he did get second base. That's a heck of a play by DeYoung.
Yeah, it was.
Alfonso Marquez says the Phillies are challenging. The Phillies challenged one the other day. I think all of us thought that Riley Wilson got it right underneath, but they said the call stands. Again, they called him out at second, so they felt that Abrams did get the second base bag. Let's watch this shot here.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know if he got it. Initially, I did not think he got it.
Now, can they look at that and say, well, his foot was in front of the base? Is that one of those rules? I don't know if he did.
I don't know if he got it.
Yeah, he's looking like, huh, did I or didn't I?
That's going to be a tough one for them to say whether his foot was on the bag. So the umpire thinks his foot's on the bag right there.
Yeah.
Maybe the heel of it is, but the other shot, if you couple the two together, it doesn't look like it's on the bag. It looks like an optical illusion.
Well, look and see if Marchand's foot hits. I don't know.
Here we go.
Philadelphia will lose their challenge.
All right. Well, they say we can only read lips because we didn't hear what Alfonso Marquez said, but we saw him signal out. So the call is correct. Whether it stands or the call stands. So not enough evidence to overturn it. Well, Johan Rojas is going to bat here for Castellanos with runners at first and third. And he swings and foul tips that one. It's 0-1. Rojas had a solid Winter League season. Jammed his shoulder during that Winter League game, during the Winter League season. So he was on the shelf defensively for the first couple of weeks of spring. 0-2.
Yeah, he doesn't need much practice at that, though, to get ready.
No.
Yeah, this man can play some center field.
Little tapper left of the mound. That's going to be a base hit. A run will score. The Phillies will take an 11-3 lead. Harper scores from third. Kepler goes to second. First hit of the year for Rojas.
Batting 1,000, Tom.
Yes, he is. Let's see if he can maintain that.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad, would it? Yeah, it's you know, 2 outs. The infield's back. The veteran, smart play. If he tries to rush that thing, who knows what'll happen, but he wasn't going to get Rojas.
And Stott will take a strike. No, he won't. Take a ball. 1-0. I saw it go into the box and I just assumed it was going to be called a strike.
Well, we can't assume anything, Tom. They did call that a ball, didn't they?
They did.
Huh. There we go.
Back to the box. And Salazar has it. Flips underhand. And the side is retired. Phillies do get one. They get 2 hits. They leave 2. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Miss the party of the year. Celebrate the Citizens Fanatic birthday on Sunday, April 20th when the Phils host the Marlins. Kids 14 and under will receive a Fanatic widget hat. Visit Phillies.com to secure your seats today. Boink. Well, Phoebe was able to get up. Not happy, though. Carlos Hernandez in his first game as a Philly delivers a strike. He's a hard-throwing right-hander from the Kansas City Royals. Spent his entire career with the Royals. Last year he had a 3.30 ERA in 27 games for Kansas City. His fastball averaged 98 miles an hour. Ground ball back toward the middle. Sosa has it, stumbles, gets it, throws to first, not in time. And Rosario has his third hit.
Yeah, nothing Sosa could do with this one. Ball just hitting a perfect spot by Rosario. Good effort. Too much speed.
Lowe checks his swing. He did not go, so it's Alfonso Marquez. I don't know if he was looking. Hernandez hasn't pitched in about 12 days because he was taken off waivers by the Phils, designated for assignment by the Royals. 1-2. 8 earned runs in 10 1/3 innings in spring training for Kansas City.
Huh. There's Johan out in center.
Marsh has moved over to left. Kepler's moved over to right.
Infield has stayed the same. I used to marvel at teams that would get rid of a guy's throwing 98 to 100, but you know, then you think, well, most guys do now.
Most guys do. He wasn't happy with whatever that pitch was.
I don't think Lowe was happy with fouling it off either. The hanger.
That one's hit out to right center field. Pretty well hit. Going back on it is Rojas, and it is gone. A towering home run by Lowe. And it's now an 11-5 game. His first home run of the year. First home run in a Nats uniform.
Not a good debut. Breaking ball to Lowe, and he just stayed back. He had to see that thing right out of the hand. He swung at that like it was a fastball.
And Riley Adams up for the first time. That one's out to right center field. Here comes Rojas. He'll make the catch. One away.
We're not tricking Manny. Well, Rosario's ball wasn't hit hard, that hard. The next two were.
Pinch hitter for the Nationals, Jose Tena. Tena takes one high. It's 1 ball and no strikes. T-E-N-A, pronounced Tena. Saw him a little bit last year. 41 games. That's off the foot of Hernandez. Coming in is Sosa. Throws to first. Not in time.
We don't have a challenge.
Oh, that was a heck of a play.
We can't challenge, can we?
Yes, they can.
Didn't we just lose a challenge
Yeah,
last
he lost
inning?
1.
You get 2 now?
We're later in the game.
Oh, God. So this is one you have to go out and ask if they can. Oh, someone's hurt.
Well, they're going to check and see if Hernandez is hurt.
Oh.
You get 2 manager challenges.
I thought he had him. So must the guy that's running, people who's running the scoreboard, because they ain't showing it.
It's interesting that they're not showing it. So watch this one back to the mound. Off, looked like his Achilles.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I thought he had him.
Bryce said it almost immediately. Sosa did a really good job getting to this baseball.
Yeah, because he started a little deeper route to the ball because he thought it was going to be get past Hernandez, but once it didn't, he had to come in and charge, and we know what kind of arm he has. Oh, I don't know.
Well, Bryce reacted almost immediately with it. Well, that's close. You can see it already. I think he might have him. Here we go. We are so far off this year, John. Well, I think we're 0 for 3.
It's early.
I think we're 0 for 3. The Stott one, thought it hit him.
Yeah.
I really didn't think that Abrams had the bag earlier today, and I thought he got him by about a half a step.
That's, yeah. Wait, we're 0 for 3, or maybe they're 0 for 3?
Well, I think we have to say we are at this point.
Yeah, I guess because we are wrong.
Yeah.
So rare.
All right. So now the Phillies are out of challenges.
Okay, good.
And Jacob Young takes a strike. He's 0 for 2. He walked his first time. Fly ball right field. Not deep. Kepler's in. And he'll make the catch. 2 outs. And C.J. Abrams is coming up. Inside, 1-0.
That inside corner, it's a guessing game. You throw it in there. Get a little more leeway out over there, out on the outside part.
They throw behind the runner, and he is.
There we go.
I don't know what he was looking at.
See if Davey challenges.
I don't know what Carlos Torres was looking at.
Do not know.
Oh, I think they wanted to know if it was ball 4 or not on Abrams. They're going to review this. So that may have been what Torres was looking for, to make sure it wasn't ball 4, because then, well, it would be all for naught.
Washington is challenging to play at first base.
All right, so I think Alfonso Marquez said that the Nationals are challenging to play at first base.
Are we too high up that the microphone don't carry?
I don't know. Yeah, so he's asking, is that ball 4? He did call it a strike.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't tell whether Bryce got him before that. I think he's back in there.
Yeah,
but
I think so too.
I'm just going to let this one go for now.
Yeah. Well, we're 0 for 3.
Right. So I'm not going to commit. I feel like I need to shake it.
I wonder if we just say, yeah, he was safe, if we can be wrong again in the good way.
We can always be wrong again.
Who, us?
Yes. There's another look at it.
Oh, man, I don't know now. Did he get him in the armpit?
Well, he called him out. He could have. I don't think you have an angle that tells you he didn't. But I'm not gonna. We're not gonna commit, John.
No, we're.
Carlos Torres called him out.
We should be committed, but. Well, if he'd had the oven mitt on, there would have been no doubt.
Oven mitt, he would have been safe.
Yeah.
There we go.
After review, the call is overturned. The runner is safe.
Yeah,
Washington will retain their challenge.
at least we heard him.
We did hear him that
We
time.
did hear him that time, yeah. Tell you what, this has been a long inning, hasn't it?
Yep.
3 challenges, two or three challenges.
2.
2 for us?
No, we had 1.
Oh, and Davey had one.
And Davey
yeah.
had 1. The count is 3-1 to Abrams.
Well, if it's 3-1, he should. That.
Now he's saying 3-2.
Oh boy. Got it working now. Mid-season form. Give us.
I think it's 3-1. Yeah, now they're going to have to go back.
Oh, Lord.
And they can review this.
Well, sure they can.
This is housekeeping.
Call New York.
Davey Martinez, Gerardo Parra both said it was 3-1. I have it as 3-1.
I guess they don't keep the indicators, huh?
Well, he did look at his indicator, and it did say 3-2.
You know, I wonder if he thought, okay, he called him out, so I'm going to reset.
3-1, John. 3-1. I feel a little vindicated that we may have gotten that one right.
That a baby, Tom. Over 1 for 4, hitting 250. It's not bad.
A lot of it's into bad luck, though.
Yeah, how hard line drive.
And ball 4.
All right, that's enough.
2 outs, 2 runs in, and Kel Cotham is going to go out with Diego to talk to Hernandez. Again, Hernandez has not thrown in almost 2 weeks. He's thrown, but not to live hitters. He's thrown bullpens.
Yeah, that can't be easy. 12 days without facing a batter.
Right.
There's Joe Ross.
Former Nat. All right, conversation is done. Cruz has struck out 4 times. Jesus Luzardo got him 3 times. Luzardo finished with 11 strikeouts today in 5 innings for the Phillies.
He was good. You know, he gave up that two-run homer to Ruiz, but he is going to be an asset, Tom.
0-2.
Cruz is probably thinking, you got to be kidding me. 4 strikeouts and I'm 0-2. I mean, at some point, don't you just have to try to just hit a 100 hopper back to the pitcher?
Swing and a miss. Down for the 5th time today, and the inning is over. 2-run score and the 2-run home run by Lowe. We've completed 8. We're on to the 9th. The Phillies are on top of the Nationals. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles, 24 years in a row. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. By Xfinity, stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Xfinity, bring on the good stuff. By Citizens, official bank of the Phils. And by Independence Blue Cross. Learn more at IVX.com. Top of the 9th inning, the Phillies are on top 11-5. It's game 2 of the 2025 season. And Salazar will begin the inning by facing Marsh. Marsh has had a good day today. And the count is even, 1 ball, 1 strike. He's had 3 hits, 2 singles, a home run. Tena stays in the ball game to play third. Way inside, 2-1.
I'm not so sure Taina's going to need them glasses on top of his head, on top of his hat.
No, not at this point in the day.
No, it doesn't look like the sun's coming out anytime soon. Maybe tomorrow.
The sun will come out tomorrow, John.
I'll bet your bottom dollar.
2-1 dribbled foul, and it's 2-2. Well, you brought out Oklahoma today, and now Annie.
Where was I going? I was going somewhere with my daughter, and she put on the soundtrack to Les Mis on her phone. You know?
Yeah.
Some beautiful music.
Back toward the middle, off the glove of the pitcher, Salazar. And Rosario throws him out, 1-4-3. One away. Join Michael Barkan, Ricky Vitalico, and Ruben Amaro Jr. after the game for Phillies Post-Game Live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance.
Phillies Post-Game Live.
Ruben did was at the ballpark yesterday, John. What's new at the ballpark came out yesterday.
Oh, really?
Some of the new food, some of the other things going on. I've not asked him if he had the Nutella quesadilla or not.
I don't know about that one.
Looked pretty good.
Well, I bet if you like Nutella.
That's fouled. What you don't like Nutella?
I'm not sure what's in it.
It's like a hazelnut chocolate.
Yeah, that's why I don't like it then. Hazelnuts.
They have Uncrustables with them now, and you love Uncrustables.
Well, not those. I like the plain grape jelly and peanut, old school peanut butter and jelly, Tom.
You don't like the strawberry?
Yeah, they're okay. Prefer the grape.
We were in Wichita for the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
Me and my crew.
Your posse.
Sosa pops one out to right field. That's a base hit. He's got 2 hits today. And we were asked what we would want in what they call the green room, which is where we would go to spend some time in between games, and we asked for Uncrustables, and we got a lot of Uncrustables.
Didn't you bring any home?
No, I had no room in my bag.
Okay. But you got a new suit.
Got a new suit yesterday. Yep. Went to Kevin Stocker's son Logan works for a suit company, and they have a location here in DC that he was at last week, and that's where I went. I got a new suit. Fransky got a new phone.
Yeah.
I think we paid the same price.
Yeah. Well, you might have got your suit cheaper than a new phone.
We might have. Depends on his plan.
Ain't them things like $1,000?
They're expensive.
iPhone 57s now, or I don't know what number they're at.
I think it's 16, I think. Cody Clemens is pinch hitting. We got a balk, John.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of other things today, so a balk is appropriate.
Filling up all the columns, Tom. Except we haven't had a triple yet. Cody
batting for Kyle Schwarber. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Fouled down a left field line. That'll slice out of play.
I'd like to see Cody stick up here for the entire year. He can play multiple positions. You think maybe with Marchand being a switch hitter that there's a chance? Because when Stubbs was there, they already had lefties.
Yeah, there's a chance. I think a lot of it depends on Wes Wilson.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's going to have to go to a rehab,
no doubt,
assignment.
Cody's just a solid ball player.
Yep. Doesn't do anything exceptional, but he's very consistent.
Pulled on the ground to first. Lowe has it, brings it to the bag. 2 outs. Over to third. Sosa. So 2 away. And Alec Bohm coming up.
Drive this run in, Alec. That's the thing. When you come close to 100 RBIs, like he did last year, you start thinking, like, God, was there a game where I left the guy out there when we were winning by a lot or losing by a lot?
Yeah.
You know, that's when you talk to guys that played against Pete Rose and with Pete Rose. That's what they said. He never gave away an at-bat.
Matt Stairs used to talk about that all the time, that he learned that as his career went on. Never give away any kind of at-bat.
Tony Gwynn never gave up an at-bat either.
Fly ball right field. Cruz going back. It's deep. Back toward the track. Got turned around. Makes the catch. Now the side is retired. Phillies leave 1 in scoring position. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th inning. 3 outs away from a second victory. Stream every out-of-market game live or on demand. Plus, stream MLB Network 24/7 for the entire season. Blackout and other restrictions do apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Joe Ross is the new pitcher for the Phillies. Those fans soaking it all in. Yeah, they're hoping for another Red October. I don't think I've ever seen that hat. That's a good one. There's Joe Ross. His first appearance. Last year with Milwaukee at 3.77 ERA. Phillies signed him this past offseason. Solid person.
Yes.
And he's going to be a very good pickup for this ball club. James Wood leads it off, and he hits the first pitch foul. It's 0-1. Fourteen strikeouts today for Phillies pitching.
Huh. Well, we need 5 more to tie what we had Monday or Thursday. 3 strikeouts, a couple pass balls. They reach first.
Yeah, we make a little history.
Has any team ever struck out 19 and then struck out 19 people the next game?
That would be something for research to check out.
Yep. Well, maybe we can get one of those official scores that look that baby up for us.
Fouled off again, 1-2. James Wood is 2 for 4 today. A single and a double. He's also struck out a couple times. Not a bad pitch. They do appeal, no swing. Swing and a miss. Ross with a strikeout.
We're on our way. 4 more, baby. Yeah, nothing fancy here. Well, it is a little bit of a slider cutter thing. Pretty good spot right there by Ross after throwing fastballs to speed up Wood. He dropped that little baby in there, and we're going to be out in front.
Brings Josh Bell to the plate. Bell is 0 for 4 today, 0 for 8 to start the season. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Tomorrow, Aaron Nola looking nervous and fidgety as always.
Yeah, he's really shook up.
He will start the game tomorrow against Mitchell Parker, another left-hander. Nationals said they wanted to start 2 lefties in this series against the Phillies. They wanted to make sure they started 2 lefties.
Well, hopefully the one tomorrow ain't as good as the one Thursday.
It's supposed to be another decent day weather-wise.
I hear that the weather report on Monday in Philly got a little better.
Got a little better, yep.
I'm just going to make sure I don't take any of the shirts or anything home just in case it gets up to 80. And
Swing and a miss, 2 of 2. We'll have plenty of shirts.
That way we can match.
We'll have plenty of shirts on Monday, John. Got some new ones. Got our shirts from spring training.
You got enough cords?
A lot of wires. I don't know what half of them are used for anymore.
I got to get me a new cord for my phone. Mine broke.
I probably have one.
Huh?
I probably have an extra one in my
I
my
would
bag.
think you'd have probably 3 or 4 for the iPhone 58.
3 balls, 2 strikes to Bell. And that just missed, according to the home plate umpire.
I'm not so sure Joe agreed with that one.
Marchand was ready to throw it around.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh boy, that's a good pitch.
Oh yeah.
Take a look. Yep. Rosario takes a strike, 0-1.
He's having a pretty good day, isn't he, Rosario?
Yeah, 3 runs, 2 hits, and a home run.
3 hits, doesn't he?
3 hits. 3 hits, 3 runs.
That'd be a defensive indifference right there for Josh Bell.
Yep. He's trying to keep his legs stretched.
Yeah.
Ground ball over to third. Over on the glove side for Bohm. Across the diamond, 5-3 on the putout. 2 outs. Phillies with 11 runs on 14 hits. Wait a minute, did they take the error away from Stott?
Appears so.
Wow.
Yeah, Tony Gwynn, Wade Boggs would hit 7,000 if they scored like this.
Yeah, they took the error away from Stott. Again, it was over 100 miles an hour, but it was misplayed.
Yep.
Foul ball, 1-1. Again, it's good for Bryson because he shouldn't, you don't want to see his error total get high, but it's just not good for the game when stuff like this happens. And
oh, but how do you think the pitchers feel?
Yep.
You know, earned run, non-earned runs.
Yeah,
I mean,
so nothing happened in that inning, but it will get to the point where something happens.
Yeah. I mean, just because you hit a ball hard doesn't mean you should be rewarded for it.
Yeah, it's just not good scoring. And I think if you asked Rob Manfred and people at Major League Baseball, and Tony Clark, who's the president of the Players Association, they would agree.
You think that? I better not say it. I'm trying to be on my best behavior this year.
1-2. Inside 2-2. Just the integrity of the game. That's where it's lacking.
Yep.
You mentioned the guys like Tony Gwynn and, people like Pete Rose.
Wade Boggs.
Yeah, go back and see some of the balls that they hit that were called errors.
Yeah. Their career batting average will probably go up.
Inside. It's now 3-2. Lowe is homered today. He struck out twice. He's grounded out.
The dang Braves fan got lost. Coming to the ballpark.
Just doing a little scouting.
Maybe he had the same directions you had.
Ross is ready.
Is he scouting?
He's scouting. That's a roller toward the left side. That'll be a base hit. Bell's going to score. And Lowe has his second hit. He has 3 RBIs.
Yeah, good pitch by Ross. Jammed him. But give Lowe credit. He fought that thing off, got it through the hole. Josh Bell, after walking and defensive indifference, scores the 6th run for the Washington Nationals.
And now Riley Adams. Adams is 0 for 1. He lined out to center field his first at bat. Fouls it back.
We don't have to worry about a foul ball up in this booth, do we?
We do not. Nope. Nope.
Here in Pittsburgh, right? Be the probably the only 2.
There's no way, unless somebody dropped it from a helicopter.
Yeah.
One ball, 1 strike.
Need Irish Mike Ryan to come out and catch it.
Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Finish it right here.
Hooked on the ground, out to shortstop. Sosa's got it over to second, and the Phillies are 2-0 as they win it today by a final score of 11-6. Did a lot of good things here today. The Phillies did. They got 5 strong innings from Jesus Luzardo, who struck out 11. Their offense, well, they were able to put together some pretty good offense here today. Got 3-run home runs by Kyle Schwarber. Brandon Marsh, 2-run shot by Bryson Stott. Bottom of the order scored 6 runs. The bottom 3 in the order scored 6 runs. And the Phillies have taken the first 2 games of the series, and they've done so coming from behind. And our Chevrolet player of the game is Bryson Stott. He was 2 for 3, a double, a home run, and 2 walks, couple RBIs, 3 runs scored. Nice win for the Phillies here this afternoon.
Yeah, an overall good game. Had some guys that struggled in game 1, got some hits. Brandon Marsh had 3 hits. One of them being a home run. Of course, Kyle Schwarber with the 3-run homer. And the Phillies flex their muscles today.
Yeah, Rob Thompson's got to be happy. Mike Calitri's got his shades on.
Oh yeah, and you know he got to make sure a lot of guys got in the game.
He did, and that it sounds crazy, but that was a concern of his, was making sure that certain guys got some at bats and got into this game. You know, at this point in the year, you want to make sure that everybody, because a lot of these guys had a lot of at bats in spring training, that they give them an opportunity to get some at bats here this afternoon. So the Phils win it. They take the first 2 games against the Washington Nationals, and Bryson Stott joins us down on the field. Well, Bryson, I don't know how you feel, but you have to feel good coming off of this kind of game. I mean, don't you?
Yeah, put together some good at bats, and yeah, I feel great.
Bryson, I saw your batting practice today from way up here in the clouds, and your batting practice was exceptional today. Does that give you that confidence going into a game, or is it just it's batting practice?
I mean, you always want to feel good, but I guess it's talking to Wheels and those guys. It's their worst bullpens is their best game. So I was a little worried after that one, but no, it felt good, and my swing felt great earlier. So carried over today.
Give me an idea of what it's like after game 1. You have to sit and wait, and then have obviously come back now and you get game 2. I know it's only 2 games, but is there a longing when you're sitting there trying to think about what game 1 was like at all?
Yeah. I mean, we're routine oriented, and the startup of the season kind of throws that in the loop, and you're not used to so many off days right away, and you just kind of keep wanting to play, and you come off spring training playing, not playing, and it stinks. And yeah, that off day is kind of boring, but yeah, getting back out was fun.
Got to ask you one question real quick. Are you looking for somebody to dump water on you?
No,
you guys aren't doing that.
I told Marsh we need to grow up.
Hey, Bryson, give us your what you saw with Luzardo today in his 5 innings of work.
Yeah, no, he's great. Obviously, we got to see him firsthand a lot, and that changeup is pretty nasty from standing at second base, and he goes right at him, and he trusts his stuff, and he's electric up there.
Oh, awesome job today, Bryson.
Congratulations.
We appreciate it. Thanks for coming on today.
All right, thank you.
Great job, Bryson.
All right, Bryson Stott, our guest. They got to come up with some kind of celebration afterward because there's no more dumpage of water.
Why?
I don't know. They're growing up. They're growing up right before our eyes, Johnny.
Oh, our kids are leaving the house. We're going to be empty nesters soon, Tom.
Yes, we are. Where's Malachi when we need him?
He'll be coming soon.
Well, Phillies Postgame Live is coming up right after this. Tomorrow we'll be on the air at 1:30 on NBC Sports Philadelphia. Aaron Nola will make his first start of 2025, and the Phils will go for the series sweep. For John Kruk and our entire crew, I'm Tom McCarthy. Thanks for watching, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. We'll see you tomorrow.